Here is our instructional video for rolling the rib cage, the floor version. Now that we've just finished our rolling the back technique, now the body's prepared to come to our rolling the rib cage technique. Now this is an area that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to the shoulder girdle. When people are having shoulder pain, the top of the shoulder, the front of the shoulder, they think they have to focus through this region of the body. What they don't understand is that when you go to reach up, if the tissue below that shoulder is holding on too tightly, the top fibers of those tissues have to contract at a harder rate, plus they're contracting to lift up against gravity, and you're never going to win that battle. So the more we can get the tissue in and around the lateral aspect of this rib cage to soften and open, it's going to give you more range of motion, because now the arm's going to have the movement to and have the ability to actually come up. So what we're going to have Jenna do to get off the roller comfortably is we're going to have her, if she gets out on the left or the right side of the bed, we would have them roll off the roller whatever side of the bed they get out on. The nervous system is used to turning that direction, and so it doesn't amplify or spike the nervous system. So we're going to say she gets off on the left side of the bed, nice and easy. She just rolls over onto the floor, she slides the roller out from underneath, and that's our dismount. Okay, so from here what she's going to do is she's going to turn the roller sideways, and she's going to start this roller at about her diaphragm level, or where her bra strap is for ladies. So what we're going to work with here is that, again, this tissue tends to get stuck forward and pulled down forward here. And so it's hard for people to have an open rib cage, which ultimately takes a lot of the stress off the shoulder girdle. So how we're going to work and coax that tissue to soften is we're going to work from the front towards the back side of that rib cage. And so here's going to be the protocol. The key with this is that if you have any kind of significant bone thinning issues or osteoporosis issues, or you have any sensitivity in the neck or the shoulder in this position, we want you to go straight to our wall version of this technique, which is just as equally as effective, and it's actually going to be more effective for you, because the moment that your body is perceiving danger, even if there's nothing happening, you're not going to get any changes out of the tissue. So go straight to the wall if you need to, and in that video we'll explain the benefits of how that's going to work. So what I'm going to have Jenna do is that she's going to have her nose, her sternum, and her belly button are all going to stay in the same line. A couple of pieces to this is that she's going to keep this hand on the roller, because that's going to keep her shoulder girdle nice and open. What some people tend to do is that they drop that shoulder down while they're doing this, and we can see how that closes off her rib cage, and it's going to put extra stress and strain through that shoulder girdle. So by having her keep her top arm on the roller, it's going to help that shoulder girdle stay more open, which is going to allow us to get more bang for the buck as we're working through here. The other piece with this hand that's the down arm is that some people will actually come up on their palm of their hand, and then they try to smush their rib cage into the roller to do this technique, and we can see this big curve that's being put in her body now. It's going to strain and stress the neck and the shoulder girdle, and it's going to put extra weight on this shoulder here. So we want that forearm to just rest down on the ground, so her spine is mostly in a straight line in this position. And again, if for some reason this is aggravating your neck at all, we're going to go straight to the wall version of this. So what she's going to do from here is that she's going to lift her weight off just a little bit and position her sternum and torso where she's facing the ground just a little bit. This is going to be our 45-degree angle towards the ground, and this is going to be our start point for this technique. Now that she's in her start position, what she can do is stick her slow. She's actually going to let the weight of her body sink into the roller at a comfortable level, and she's going to rotate her body on the roller from the front towards the back. Now the key to this is how far back she's going. What happens is that if she comes too far backwards, she actually ends up straining and stressing through the front side of her body, and it turns into like an ab exercise, and she's really working in the neck and the shoulder to keep this position, so it's not very supported. So she only needs to come behind vertical just a little bit. So if this is our neutral position, or this is vertical, she's only coming a little bit beyond that to stay in the safe zone. So once she gets to that position, she's going to lift her weight just a little bit. She's going to reposition. She's going to let her body sink in, and this is again where we encourage our clients to take that soft breath in and let everybody exhale and soften and sink into the roller, and then from there she's going to just rotate her body. So you can see that the roller isn't moving. She's using the roller as a tool to roll her body against. So just because the roller is not rolling itself doesn't mean you're not getting great change out of using this really simple tool to help get the body to soften. So what she would do is she would do that 2 or 3 times in the same spot. After 2 or 3 times, she's going to move the roller up a little bit towards her shoulder, and then she's going to just repeat that process. And she would do that exact same thing again, 2 or 3 times in that same spot. Stick her slow. She lifts the weight off just a little bit. She repositions. She sinks everything into the roller, and then she goes again. And she's going to do that all the way up into where the muscles are connecting into the shoulder blade. So there's some very powerful muscles that come off of the edge of your shoulder blade that insert in onto from here. So it goes from the lateral border of your scapula and they insert onto the front aspect of your shoulder. And what happens is that when those get stuck down, it makes it very difficult for your arm to be able to extend effortlessly. So as she does this work from the rib cage all the way up into that shoulder blade, it's going to have a tremendous impact on the ability to have effortless, easy range of motion, reaching up, picking things up if you're picking your children or a dog or something heavy, groceries. This is really going to have a huge impact. And then for you athletes, this is going to be huge in your ability to jump and do anything above your head that has been limited because all of this tissue is contracting and it's pinching and pulling all of the joint lines of the shoulder together. So she would just work her way all the way up into the upper aspect of that armpit, which is just the top part of that shoulder girdle musculature, through that lateral border of the scapula, and nice and easy, stick her slow as she goes through those ranges of motion, and this is going to have a huge impact on improving the functionality of your shoulder girdle.